James Dean Bradfield is here. How are you, sir?
Hello, how are you?
We're all right. It was warm in here, isn't it?
It is warm. It's sultry.
It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Yeah.
Sultry and brooding. Very much looking forward to seeing you later on, 6:20, main stage, in a slightly different format than usual.
Nicky won't be with us tonight because his mother is very ill and she has been for quite a while.
Okay.
So we have somebody depping for Nick tonight, and he hasn't got the long legs of Nicky Wire, and he will not be wearing a skirt
or a boa.
But he does have respectable calves.
All right.
and he's a good bass player.
We send our best wishes, obviously, to Nick.
Of course we do. You were just saying that sort of late tea time, 6 o'clock, so that sort of early evening hour.
The golden hour, you call it.
You like that at a festival?
I do, because people are making a decision by them whether to have a nap, whether to have another cider, whether to have cheese and chips, whether to go and expedite something in their stomach somewhere in a quiet corner somewhere. And they're just revving up again, and they're thinking, do you know what? It's been an amazing day, but we've got the whole evening ahead of us.
Yeah.
And now some dumb bunch of taffs just going to play some silly song called You Love Us, and let's just go crazy. It's that kind of, it's the no pressure kind of like, it's the no pressure spot. Hopefully.
And you've got the evening to yourself then.
Sorry?
You've got the evening to yourself afterwards.
I have, yes. I'm going to have a few whiskies.
Bands always used to love... I always remember the bands used to tell me they like playing in Japan for that reason, because the gigs are at tea time, aren't they?
They are. No support.
Yeah.
And the gigs are at tea time, and then you just go for dinner after the gig.
Gorgeous.
Which is really civilized.
Really civilized.
Very civilized. And you can get drunk in Japan, and nobody's going to bother you, and you're not going to have a chance to bother anybody else, because it's just a serene drinking culture.
Oh.
What about the tracks of the new album? I mean, this new album was sort of written and recorded to be played live on stages like this, I guess, some of the songs anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you never think about it like that.
No.
I mean, kind of the genesis is always absolutely the same. Nick gives me a lyric, and I look at it for a long time and take it to my level of understanding, and Sean does too. And some days I'll just go straight through and it just comes in a shot, and then other times I'll fling the lyric at Sean and say, get the verse started so I can come up with the big cheap chorus. And it kind of, but I've always got to try and take the lyrics to my level of understanding, and I say that with highlighter pen, my level of understanding.
Okay, right.
And I always just got to get inspiration from the lyrics, and I never think whether it's going to be played in the Limelight Club a la Belfast, or whether it's going to be kind of like the Apollo in London, or St David's Hall in Cardiff, or Barrowlands. I never think those things. I just think, can I capture what Nick is trying to convey with this lyric?
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Yeah. This has been your in terms of, we're not interested in just pure commerce here, James, but this has been your biggest record in a long time, hasn't it?
Well, we haven't released one for a while.
True.
But it's been good. And it's kind of weird. It's very discombobulating releasing a record now. It feels as if, and this is not a moan, but it feels like you work more. You work more, you do more interviews. And sometimes you do an interview and you don't know if anybody will ever read it or hear it.
Right.
Yes.
It's like, which is what's good about this show, gentlemen, because we know that people are listening.
Beautifully done.
It was. I turned that around, didn't I? It's been cool for us, to be honest. Once you get back out on the road and once you start playing the songs, and I think we played 33 songs on the arena tour we just did of Britain, which is quite a lot,
It is, yeah.
And we played Motown Junk again, we played Sleep Flower, we played There by the Grace of God, it's kind of, there were so many different songs that we played that once you get back out there on the road, which sounds so earnest and so old-fashioned, it all comes back. Everything feels as it used to feel, which is quite reassuring.
Yeah. Does a festival set then feel like you're only just getting going after you've come on doing this sort of off the tour, doing the epic set? So you're kind of
this is cool. This is cool. This is really nice. It is. And it is mitigated by Nick not being here today. That we've got to get over that sense of awkwardness, because it does leave a massive hole in the band when he's not here. For a performance. But kind of, I am quite shallow. I think the second, say if the second song is Motorcycle and people are reacting, I'll go, yeah, baby, it's amazing, it's brilliant, I feel great. Yeah. Whereas, 6 minutes before that, I'll be thinking, I'll have a terrible sense of existential dread. It's such a...
Do you get stage fright?
Do you get a terrible sense of existential dread?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I do, absolutely.
Do you?
Yes.
Wow.
It is. It's that weird thing. Nearly every time I go on stage, I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I not watching, the 8th part of the Vietnam documentary on BBC 4, my own set at home?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, why am I doing it? It's that feeling you had before your first fight at school. Remember, like, you know, I'll see you after school.
Yeah.
I'll meet you up by the kind of the red grass, you know, where the shop but circle is, kind of thing. I'll see you there. It's like, yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
And then you have that feeling of for 3 hours of just pure dread. That's kind of like, you know, and then that's the feeling you have, akin to what you have before you go on stage every time. But if it's going well after one song, you just go, what was wrong with you? This feels great. You know?
Does time cease to mean anything when you're on stage?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it does. Because sometimes I love that story of Aerosmith in the tropes, in the depths of their kind of shall we say extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
You know, one of the roadies put their set list backwards one night, and they just started with the last song, and then they finished it, and they went good night.
Yeah,
that's one song. Sometimes, you know, you're going to play 12 songs, and it feels like you've only played 2. You know, it really does. Everything is some kind of quantum physics goes on. Definitely.
Wow.
When you finished an album and you're on tour, is that it for songwriting until you get back to that process, or are the sort of ideas and bits floating around?
It's really strange. I mean, it always changes, and I think it's because your head is. I'm 50 next year, and I think, you know, your head reassembles itself in a much more haphazard fashion when you're older, and that's the only way I can describe it. And I've had this weird urge to just start writing songs straight away for the next Manics record.
Right.
I don't think Nick and John feel like that.
Right. Okay.
Like, you know,
they want a break.
Yeah. But it is, you know, we are in strange times to be, you know, a punk-inspired kind of anthemic rock band. You know, it's strange times for a band like us to be in. So if you start a new record, you've either got to ignore the times you're in or take them into consideration, which is you know, you've got to take one direction or the other. And what do you do? And I think Nick is the kind of person that needs to make that decision before he makes a record. Whereas I'm just more of a cheerleader. Come on, we can do it. It's in our blood. We do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's like, you know, no, the instinct means nothing.
How's things with your new studio? Because you relocated, didn't you? Is that all right?
It's been great. We were kind of. You know, we lost our studio in Cardiff because of you guys, actually, BBC.
Really?
Yes, it's because the BBC was coming to the train station in Cardiff, and our studio was just behind the train station. And of course, anybody who has land there is going to sell it up for flats.
Oh,
right.
Shop window cultural politics, I think we call it.
Wow.
And of course, it's not the BBC's fault, but it's urban renewal.
Yeah.
And so we lost that place in Cardiff, and then we had to set up home in somewhere else, and we're still paying it off. So yes. So if you see us playing any Butlins gigs this summer,
you know what? You paid it off with this. You paid off with this album. Although, are you still very angry with that fella? Is it Hugh Jackman? Didn't the Showman soundtrack keep you off?
Why?
What?
I mean, do you know, this is the weirdest thing? Kind of like one of the words I was haunted by when I was young. I hated the word Barnum. I didn't know what it was. I thought, is it a madness, or is it building, or is it a state of mind? And it used to really spook me out. And I hated Michael Crawford. Now, I'm sure he's a really, really nice fella, but I hated Some Mothers Do Have Them. I really give me the chills.
Yeah,
my mother hated Some Mothers Do Have Them and Benny Hill, and so did I. By extension, they really made me feel awkward, those programs. So that when I realised, then I linked up the word Barnum with Michael Crawford because he was the one that started the production. And it always used to make me feel funny. It used to make me feel as if I was going to faint, or the word Barnum made me feel like I was going to faint. Then you come to 2018, and this mother, shall we just say, stops us being number one.
I know.
It's almost just like an evil trick of time.
I know.
I know.
Feel my pain, boys.
we had Terry Hooley on from Good Vibrations earlier on in the programme.
Of course.
And I wondered, you know, whether, you know, coming from where you come from, whether this sort of the indie scene here and those punk bands breaking out of Belfast at the time of the Troubles, whether they had any effect or reverberated with you at all.
Look, kind of from the very, very simple point of view, we knew so much good music came out of Belfast. It was as simple as that. So we wanted to come and play a gig here. And, you know, we'd seen so many reviews from the Limelight Club. Simple, you know? And so we wanted to play you straight away. And I think we played you early 91 on the Motown Junk or You Love Us tour on Heavenly Records. And we played a gig at the Limelight, and it was just, as soon as we played one gig here, we wanted to come back. And we knew a lot of obviously political situation fed into so much of the music, you know, that came out of Belfast. But it was as simple as that. So much good music came out here. Why don't we want to go? And so we, you know, I think we played Belfast. Then we went down south to play Dublin after Belfast. And yeah, you know, we had the border check and all that kind of stuff, and a commissioned officer just saying, "What kind of music do you play? Is it more of the contemporary oeuvre?" And I just remember a soldier saying "contemporary oeuvre" to me. It just really shocked me, which means I stereotyped the guy straight away. So it's my sin, I suppose. But it was amazing. You know, we came back again and played the Limelight, and then we played the Ulster Hall, and then we played, you know, Mandela Hall at the university, and we played so many festivals here. And you know, I was just, you know, just playing a couple of SLF riffs, like on another show kind of thing. And we did quite a few SLF covers.
Did you?
When we were young, kind of thing, at Alseco's, which became TJ's in Newport.
Right.
You're going to play this song tonight, I know, because I've had a sneak peek at your set list, unless you've changed it. This is the opening track on Resistance is Futile. It's called People Give In.
Yes.
It's fantastic, as is the whole album. Very much looking forward to seeing you later on, James.
Yeah, I hope we don't let you down.
Cheers. People Give In.